What's up everybody, this is OCTurboJoe again with another update for the Perrin AOS. In this video I'll be replacing the plastic 3/8 inch NPT fittings or barbs which come with the unit itself for some AN fittings from JEG'S. So taking a look at it for the first time, you can see that the gaps between the AOS itself and the base of the fittings are about 1/8 of an inch gap. I kind of drilled down more than what Perrin asks, so it provided a better seal. The only thing I don't like is using clamps. It's better than zip ties, but I kind of want a better look as well as a better seal and ease of getting in and out of it, so I chose to use fittings. The other reason why I'm going to be upgrading to fittings is the routing of all these hoses. I don't like this T where it's at, even though it does serve a purpose for the PCV valve. And I also want to get rid of this pipe here and utilize all ports. Right now I have this port here as an inlet for these two, actually this end and the other end of the valve cover ports, meeting up to here and then going into one single port. My plan is to use both or all three, two for the valve covers and one for the crankcase to serve as inlets to the AOS. So here are the parts I'm using for this upgrade. Keep in mind all these are -8 AN fittings. You want -8 AN fittings because the hose that I'm using is 1/2 inch inner diameter. So you want to keep that in mind. And they're from JEG'S. The reason why I went with JEG'S is because the quality is pretty top notch, and I like the red and black theme versus Russell and Earl's, which only use red and blue. But they also have different colors, but I just like these for the price. But anyway, there are also some adapters like this, which I'll be using for the AOS ports. They have 3/8 inch NPT, just like the plastic fittings that it come with. And on the other end, it's -8 AN. So this is a union, for those of you who don't know. And these are the hose ends I'll be using. I got 5. I think I'll be just using 4 of them. But I always order maybe one more, just in case I get a change of mind of how I want it routed. This is a bulkhead fitting. I just need this to extend like my lines, and also this here is a 3/8 inch NPT to a -8 AN elbow. I might not be using this, but just in case, like I said. And this here is a T adapter, if you can focus. So this was a blue one. This was actually a Russell's fittings, but they all work the same as long as the flares are the same. -8 AN. This one has 2 flare ends and 1 3/8 inch NPT. What else we have here? We got 2 of these barbs, also 3/8 1/2 inch inner diameter. And then there are 2 other hose ends. They're angled. This one's a 120-degree swivel end. It goes just like this, and it provides a really tight bend for tight spots. This is a 45-degree hose end, and this is just a push hose 90-degree -8 AN adapter. And I also have this flare wrench for those of you who are wondering what this is for. If you use like a regular wrench to draw your fittings down, you'll mushroom the ends or mar it, take out the finish. So with this, you can still turn it without ruining the ends. So that's what it's for. That's a -8 AN and meant for only -8 AN. This here is liquid Teflon or PFTE. It's much better than Teflon tape itself. You guys can pause or slow the thing down. I don't know, however you do it, just to read. But basically, it's pressure rated at 3,000 psi for gases and 10,000 psi for liquids. Also 400 degrees plus for temp resistance. So yeah, it's way better. It's chemical resistant as well as pressure resistant. If your engine puts that much pressure, yeah, you're just pretty much a grenade already. So this will hold anything that engine will push out, and it's way more reliable than Teflon tape. So we can go ahead and get started on putting this together. So for those of you who have never worked on AN fittings, this is how it works. All right, you got your hose, This is like your barb and has threads, and I'll tell you why later. And this is like your clamp. So if you look in here, there's a stop. Alright, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna push your hose into the hose end until it bottoms out. And it's gonna look like that. You have inner threads in here, female threads. That's gonna be drawing in the male thread on the male side, or the barb for the fitting. So all you gotta do is tighten it down while pushing up. You might want to use a vise if you have one. I do have one, but for this demonstration I'll just be doing it by hand. So as you're drawing it down, it's expanding the hose at the same time, while the sleeve or collar, whatever you want to call this, is squeezing it down. So as you go all the way down, that's how you get your seal with the hose. And once you get it all the way down, it won't ever come out. And also remember to put a line here with a pen or Sharpie, because sometimes as you draw it down, it'll push the hose down. If you move, that's when you know you don't have a good seal and you can get a leak. So make sure you mark it right here at the bottom of the sleeve on the hose as you draw it down, like I said, and watch it as it moves. If it doesn't move, then you're good to go. You can also leak test it if you want. Another tip with AN fittings is that they don't need Teflon. Alright, so this side would need Teflon because it's a pipe thread. These aren't pipe threads, these have flare ends. So you can see here in the inside there's a bevel in which this flare would meet and seal. So the seal is not much of the thread, it's more of the flare that closes it down. So it's pretty much going like this. Yeah, it's the best way I can explain it. So for this particular installation, I'll be leaving the AOS where it sits. Reason being is I don't want to deal with any spilled coolant for the heater lines. And so I'll just be doing a 1-for-1 swap at every fitting out here, taking out each hose. Alright everyone, so here's the finished product. I apologize for not filming while building the whole thing, but you can see how well it looks with the flared ends versus barbs and zip ties, which was pretty ghetto if you ask me. I mean, all other AOSs use zip ties and barbs too, but this is so much better. I like how it flows well with the color scheme, the red and black, or red theme. But let's talk about the routing. So if we can, let me focus here. So you can see from here at the junction of the block where the drain back is and where this outlet is. It's connected to this push hose end, which I put a zip tie on there. It's really tight. So that's just for peace of mind, but it's so tight there that it will never cause a leak. So I use a hose end here, and there's a union, a short union. I didn't end up using the bulkhead extended union. And then there's another hose end. Also, I found this clip somewhere, and it goes well. It holds the boost solenoid hose to this hose here, so it keeps it steady as much as possible. And then it goes to the bottom port over here. Originally it was right there, but I wanted to move it down here. It doesn't make a difference as far as where you route all these hoses, but I chose to put it down there because I guess that's where most of the oil comes from. It's from the crankcase. So I want it the very bottom as much as possible to avoid any oil collection going upwards. But anyway, so here are the two valve cover ports. This is the passenger side, that's the driver's side. So they're connected directly to the valve cover ports. There's one right there, this one right here, and it terminates right here to this straight barb. I put zip ties there. That's the only place you'll see zip ties, is where I connected it to the valve cover ports. So it's out of the way. You won't see it unless you look inside, but it goes straight to the AOS. It goes to the top port here. And if you follow that side again, that's the driver's side. It goes behind the top mount intercooler. And it's right here with the valve cover holes on the driver's side. Again with zip ties and on a straight barb. Also again really tight, but I put zip ties anyway just to make sure. and then where everything comes out, it comes out of here. This used to be a single elbow from Perrin, but I put a T because the PCV line taps into this one, so it does the same job with a T. It looks way much better with this 120-degree bend, going the same way as it used to. Going to this turbo inlet check valve here. I like how it flows well with the strut tower, and how this flows with the firewall. And the PCV valve is still easily accessible just by removing that clamp and pulling the hose off, and then undoing it off the barb there. So if you guys got any questions about this setup, hit me up in the comment section below, and follow me on Instagram at Joe_Ossiet. And again, like and subscribe if you guys want to see more. See you later.